Yo, what's up, guys? Anyway, today I am chilling with Major RSA today. Shout out for coming through.
It's a pleasure, brother.
Yeah, yeah, it's an honor to actually sit down with you, and we're gonna have some chats today about your journey, where you come from, how you started. But
Yeah.
obviously, let's actually go back to the early days, like before Forex. Like, what was life? How was life back then?
It was a challenge,
Yeah.
but then with life comes a lot of challenges. So I was doing nine to fives, a couple of 9 to 5s here and there.
Okay.
Life was, yeah, it was pretty bad.
Is it?
I'm not gonna lie, it was pretty bad
Yeah.
compared to what it is right now.
Okay.
Yeah, a friend of mine, man, I saw on social media, he was posting something that looks like Forex, and I hit him up, and after I had a chat with him, that's when I left my 9 to 5.
So you just decided to leave your 9 to 5 the moment you heard of Forex.
Yeah, because I've known about Forex. I was given an idea of what Forex is and what it can do for you.
Okay.
Right. So when I found someone that I really knew, so after he took me in and showed me a few stuff, not really teach me per se, but show me a couple of stuff. So that really got me intrigued to a point where I was like, you know what, I'm done with 9 to 5. Let me just channel all of my energy into
Yeah.
this. Let me just try and figure out how this thing works. Yeah, it worked out, just a bit here and there. Sometimes it's beginner's luck, you make your profits and you think you got it, and actually that's not the case.
Yeah.
So what happens is push through with Forex for a year, 2 years, and then only after 2 years I started being profitable.
So what was like the process like in the beginning when learning how to trade? So where were you getting the information? Because I know you say you got it from your friend as well, but
Yeah.
also you got it from other places. So in other words, could you say that you're self-taught to some degree, or were you mentored?
To a certain extent, I would say that I'm self-taught, but the information comes from the internet, right? I've got guys that I trust on YouTube, get the information there, put it together with what I have, and see if that will work.
Yeah.
So I just go onto the net, whatever I find on the net, and I put it to the test. On the demo account, if it works, we take it over to the live account.
Yeah.
Sometimes it doesn't work on the live account; it
Yeah.
needs a bit of more time. So the internet taught me.
Yeah.
I can't say I'm self-taught. The
Okay.
internet taught me.
Okay, no,
Yeah.
cool. But like in terms of like having a strategy and all that, or sticking with a strategy, how did you know that a strategy wasn't really working for you? Or in because obviously you have a strategy, you trade, you can trade it for like maybe a month or two, and it's working for you, and then you just have one bad month after that. Do you still like stick with that strategy even after that bad month per se, or was it a thing of the moment the strategy stopped working for you, you went and you found something else?
For me, I believe in giving something time. Another thing that you need to have when you're trading is patience,
Yeah.
right? Just because the strategy was not working for a month does not mean it's not going to work the next month. You know what I mean? So with me, it was just tweaking the strategy, not letting go of it completely. I still use the basics that I started off with, because I know for a fact those basics still work today. If it works for me, I stick with it. If I need it to be tweaked a bit here and there, I stick to that. So it doesn't mean that if the strategy is not working today, it's not going to work tomorrow. Or if it doesn't work tomorrow, it's not going to work the next day.
Yeah.
So for me, I keep things simple. You know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we go in. You say you were trying stuff, and then 2 years later, things you started to be profitable. Like, how did life change? Did life change drastically for you, or was it just like a gradual change over time, or what?
I could say it was both. Gradually, that's when you see these small profits. Because I was known for, people gave me the name King of Small Accounts.
Okay.
That's all I could afford.
Yeah.
Like small accounts. When they look at me pushing a $20 account and I push it to 500 in a day, they say I can do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or they come up to me like, how do you do it?
Yeah.
That's when I also realize I can be a mentor. You know what I mean?
Okay.
If I teach people what I do, then people will come and they'll gravitate towards me. So that's how it started off, being a mentor. Also now, I'm going to the part where our life changed. So I started seeing those profits.
So like, what does your day to day look like nowadays? Like, what's like your schedule like? Like, how are you living your life these days?
I know a lot of people think that that's just a front. I live my life for the people. I live my life for the people that I subscribe to my signal, right? every day I make sure that they make money.
Yeah.
They signed up for a service. It's a service that I will deliver. So it's stressful for me when I hit a stop loss. I don't like hitting stop losses, even one. So if I hit one stop loss, then I know for a fact that I need to come back with a recovery signal. The only time I'm free to do anything, like go out and chill or grab a drink or be with friends, be with other fellow traders, is when I know that I've hit at least 2 TPs.
Yeah.
I don't leave the house without hitting 2 TPs.
Yeah.
That's my mind.
From you to being somebody who grows accounts, small accounts, from like $20 to $500, and now to trading the amounts that you can trade today, obviously that must have taken a certain type of belief in yourself. So let's actually talk about the power of believing in yourself, especially when it comes to trading and all that. Yeah.
True that. You're right with that one. Look, I've always been a person that is always willing to work their way up. Right? I like starting from the bottom. I need to know how it is at the bottom before I go to the top. So that also builds confidence. You know, so when I started off, I didn't go into the game thinking I know it all. You know what I mean? So I didn't know it all. I was willing to work. Now, when I started seeing life changing gradually, that's when I started believing in myself. Also, you need to believe in yourself if you're going to start being a mentor. You can't teach someone if you don't believe in yourself. So with me, it took time. It took time for me to have full self-confidence of who I am and what I stand for.
Okay, no problem. So let's talk about your process of scaling up. So in other words, what I mean by that is that obviously they called you the king of small accounts.
Yeah.
And obviously right now you probably trade bigger money than you used to back then. But what was that process, the psychology behind scaling up? And because obviously I think it's very different trading a $20 account to a $200 account to a $2,000 account. It's completely different psychology behind all of that. Did you just decide that one day I'm going to trade this amount of money, and then did it work out for you, did it not work out for you, or was it just a process?
Firstly, when you're trying out something new, it's not gonna happen as quickly as you wish. But when you try something and do it over time, you get the hang of it, and once you get the hang of it, you enjoy it. Keep the same principle. That I can tell you now. Don't try to do something fancy now because it's a big account. No, it's not gonna work. Keep the same principle that you've been using for the small account. Now you're looking at a bigger account. Do the same thing.
Yeah.
Just up the lot size that's going to be equivalent to the one that you were using on a small account.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
Yeah. Okay, that sounds pretty easy. You make it sound very easy.
I make it sound pretty easy.
Yeah.
That's why I'm a mentor.
Yeah.
Right. When I teach, it needs to make sense to the person that I'm teaching it to. Don't complicate trading. Trading is not complicated.
Yeah.
Keep it simple.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So let's talk black and youth empowerment right now. I know that's some of the things when we spoke that's something you're passionate about. So what are you doing? What are your efforts right now into empowering black and youth? Can I say black youth currently right now? What efforts are you putting into that?
Black youth. I'll be honest with you. It's pretty hard to empower the black youth. When you go back to the hood, they don't know anything about the market. They don't know anything about the internet. They're slow when it comes to that. I'm not gonna lie. So what I'm doing right now, I'm taking a different turn because I'm now mentoring my younger brother who just turned 21. As young as he is, right? I'm teaching him how to handle money, number one. I'm teaching him how to handle himself in the public space. He's already humble, he's quiet. So I'm grooming him as a figure that people can look up to in the hood. You need to have them come in at a younger age.
Yeah.
When they come in at a younger age, they learn things quite quick. When they get to my age, now they're responsible enough. So if they look at him, they can tell for a fact that, look, this kid is doing it. Even our kids can do it. So I'm sending out a message to the parents. Parents, you can actually let your children, pursue this, as a career. Because you're seeing my little brother what he does.
Yeah.
So your child can also do the same thing.
Okay, that's cool. So when choosing a broker, now I'm gonna put this question under the empowerment.
Okay.
When choosing a broker, what are the right trading conditions for you? Because obviously there are a lot of brokers out there that are just obviously manipulating clients, things like that and all that. Like, what are the right trading conditions that you look for?
For me, it all boils down to having to test out the broker.
Yeah.
Right. I like testing brokers not on demos but on a real account.
Yeah.
I need to see what I'm up against, you know. So I'll look at the pip value. I would look at the spread. I would look at if there are any manipulations. Is the platform freezing when we have news? When we have like FOMC, that's the one that I have the most problem with. A lot of brokers would freeze the market and then freeze in profit, and when it comes back again, you're lost. So why did the platform freeze?
Yeah.
No pure answer when it comes to that.
Yeah.
So I look at things like that. If a broker is gonna cater to me and have me happy with them, then I'm fine with that. So those are the things that I look out for. Pip value is the most important one out of the lot that I just mentioned. If I'm gonna be trading my US 30, I need to know how much am I getting per pip. If I'm happy with a broker, it's easy for me to convey the message to my people and say, guys, you can move on over to this broker because they're paying like this.
Yeah.
You know, it's going to be beneficial for you guys.
Exodus is one of the first brokers in the industry to introduce instant deposits and withdrawals. This enables traders to receive their funds within seconds of requesting them, without any manual human interference. We are also regulated. When you're trading, you want to ensure that the funds you've deposited with your broker are in the safest of hands. Exodus keeps all trader funds completely separate from its own company funds. This is in accordance with our strict internal policies and procedures. Even if the worst occurred and something happened to Exodus as a whole, customer funds would be completely secure.
Okay, let's talk about your most memorable trade. Like this, it doesn't have to be like your biggest win, doesn't have to be like the most money you made, but it has to be like that one trade where you look back and you just like, yeah, no, there, I was clean from beginning to end. Do you have one of those?
Yeah, I have one of those, man. I have one of those. It's the one that happened quite recent.
Okay.
You know, for me, before this trade, I had never seen 100,000 floating.
Yeah.
On the charts.
Yeah.
In blue.
Yeah.
Never.
Yeah.
So with this one, when I saw that 100K, I closed it.
Okay.
But before I closed it, I took a screenshot. I had to take a screenshot to remind myself that account.
Yeah.
So now it's easy for me to fund an account of what, 50,000.
Yeah.
You know, from 2,000 rand.
Yeah.
So that memorable trade, man, it came through because of indices.
Yeah.
That's why I'm saying, for me, I'm strictly indices now.
Yeah.
But I come from currencies.
Yeah. Nah, that's
US 30.
That's lit.
US 30 showed me life.
Yes, it's making a lot of people eat currently. It's feeding a lot of people. No lie about that.
Sure.
Yeah, so let's talk about the opposite side, your biggest loss right now. That, like I said, again, it doesn't have to be a monetary loss or whatnot, but when you just look back at that one specific trade, you just feel like, no, this was a loss. Like it pains you when you still think about it.
For me, losses don't pay me that much.
Is it?
Right? But I don't like hitting stop losses because remember, I'm for the people.
Yeah.
If I take a hit,
yeah.
If I take an L, my people take an L because I take the same signal that I give up. But one that I can say really pained me is because the money that I was looking to make from a certain account, I was supposed to pay for something. And I couldn't get that because I blew the account. So now I need to go back to the drawing board. I need to fund again. I need to analyze the market again.
Yeah.
I need to make sure that I profit this time around.
Yeah.
Remember, a lot of people say, don't revenge trade.
Yeah.
But I do.
Okay.
I first look at, I must have targets. Right?
Okay.
Remember, we're dealing with targets.
Okay.
If I'm going to have a target, if I blow 50K today, when I fund again, my target will be 50K. When I get to the 50K, that's the 50K I lost.
Okay.
Meaning I've recovered the loss. That's why I say losses don't pay me much because I know I can go back and make that money back.
Yeah.
Right. So I do revenge trade, but in a different way.
Okay.
So when I get to that, then the next target, let me make another 20. But I'll start off with 10, let me make another 10K, 20, 30, 40, 50, then I'm done.
And what was the lesson that you kind of took from that like experience right there? Was there a lesson that you took?
Yeah, there is a lesson that I took. Stacking up trades.
Yeah.
Stacking up trades is nice for the gram, but it's not nice for your health.
Oof.
If you stack up trades, man, it can go down quick. Like a small drawdown can take your account out. You know, and if you don't have money to fund again, it's going to be a problem.
Yeah.
So sometimes it's the wrong message that we're sending out to the people.
Mm.
So they always come to me with the same question to say, look, why are you doing this?
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
so for us, it's just that message that we're sending out that's incorrect.
yeah,
That scaling up is not the one.
yeah.
It's not.
Okay, now cool. So we're at the end of the interview right now. Do you have any advice that you'd like to give the viewers at home, people are watching, people are trying to get into this
Yeah,
industry, or trying to, or maybe somebody who's struggling? Any advice for them?
I don't know, man. I don't know. People need to take time.
Mm.
Things don't come easy.
Yeah.
Easy come, easy go. See that phrase right there is just it's not there for sure.
Mm.
You know, it really does mean something.
Yeah.
If you're looking to make quick money, that quick money can disappear just as quick.
Mm.
You know, so people need to take time, sit down,
Mm.
study what you want to go through. You know what I mean? I'm not good with school. I dropped out twice
Okay.
by choice.
Okay.
I learned through watching visuals. You know,
Okay.
so for me, I'll say just study. If
Yeah.
it means you studying through watching videos and stuff like that, do that. It's
Yeah.
also study. You know,
Yeah.
that's how I got into it. If you want to find a mentor, there's a ton of them
Yeah.
on the ground. There's a lot. So just go for the one that you think is fun. If you think this one is fun for you, go for that person. But do your research on the person. Yeah, you'll take a knock.
Yeah.
But life is about taking knocks. It's about how many times you get up, not how many times you
Yeah.
fall. You know what I mean? So people just need to do their research. If you're struggling,
No, thank you so much for sitting down with me. I really do appreciate it. And I'd like to big a big shout out to Xness for making the show possible. Yeah, really, guys. Thank you so much.
thank you to you guys. Thank
Yeah,
you to XNES.
yeah, yeah.
I've used XNES a couple of times.
Yeah, did you have a good experience with them?
Yeah, it was good. It
Okay,
was good,
no, cool.
especially when I saw like there was ZAR account on it.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so remember people down here they're looking for ZAR accounts.
Yeah.
So if you're gonna say to them, here's a broker, and we're only on USD, quite reluctant.
Yeah.
So when they see ZAR accounts, it's proper. So
Okay.
shout out to them.
Okay, no, perfect. No,
Yeah.
thank you so much for sitting down with me.
It's a pleasure, brother.
Okay.
Anytime.
Sure.
Sure.